Most people think payroll deductions have always been part of life, but here's the thing. They were never meant to be permanent. The story starts in the middle of a crisis. Picture the early 1940s. The government was desperate for money to fund the war. They needed cash fast, and waiting for people to pay taxes once a year wasn't enough. So they came up with an emergency idea. Take a small amount from every worker's paycheck before they even touched it. Just until the war ends. Just until things calm down. People didn't love it, but they understood the situation. Everyone felt the pressure. So workers agreed, companies agreed. The government promised it was temporary, and everyone treated it that way. Like donating a few dollars from every paycheck to help the country push through a dark moment. But once the war ended, something strange happened. The deductions didn't end with it. The government looked at the system and realized something. This new setup worked incredibly well. Money flowed in smoothly. There were fewer collection problems. People didn't feel the pain as sharply because the money disappeared before they even saw it. And when something works that well for the people collecting the money, it almost never goes away. Imagine a store that suddenly found a way to charge everyone a little without anyone complaining. Would they ever stop? Exactly. So the temporary deduction quietly became part of everyday life. No big announcement, no big vote. It just stayed. New laws were written. The percentage changed. The name changed. But the idea remained the same. A piece of every paycheck goes to the government before you ever touch it. Let's make this even clearer with a simple picture. Think of a river. Before the 1940s, workers would get their full pay, then send a bucket of money upstream once a year. After the war, the government built a small gate right at the source. Water flowed in automatically, no bucket needed. Once that gate was in place, removing it would mean giving up steady, predictable money. So the gate stayed. And over time, people forgot it was ever meant to come down. The wild part is that generations later, most workers assume payroll deductions are just how life works. They don't know the original story. They don't know the promise. They don't know this was once described as temporary, exceptional, and tied to a crisis that ended nearly a century ago. What this really shows you is how systems evolve. A temporary fix becomes a habit becomes a rule, and a rule becomes something no one questions anymore. But understanding how it began gives you a different view of the paycheck you get today. That little line that quietly takes its cut. It started as a short-term solution, and it stayed because once governments find an easy source of money, they almost never let it go. That's the story of the fee on every paycheck that wasn't supposed to last.